Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Corbin Russwin. This is their part number 59A2 6PIN-12. This is a key blank. This is a super common key blank. Maybe not the most super common because of that -12, but it's a key blank, a Corbin Russwin key blank. So the way they break down their part numbers is keyway first, so 59A2. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. Length of the blank. This is a 6-pin blank, 5-pin, 6-pin, 7-pin. Then the bow designation. -12 in Corbin Russwin speak is do not duplicate on one side, blank on the other. Okay. There are images down below showing the profile of the key blank itself, or the milling. A couple of basic dimensions, then we're going to switch to the screen view. The blade height, 0.346. 0.346. The shoulder stop to the tip of the blank. Well, I should say the shoulder stop to the end of the blade, 1.087. 1.087 from the shoulder stop right to here, to the tip of my fingernail on the top. Okay. This bow is an evolution of a couple of old Corbin bows and the Russwin bow, and if you can imagine that kind of that cloverleaf style Corbin, and then they had the other one with the laurels that are on it, and then the Russwin more trapezoidal. They took that, and here we are. Elements of all three of those blanks are here. Let's switch to the screen view and do a little deeper dive on this part number and some other cool Corbin Russwin stuff. So this is the item that we're looking at. Okay. Z-class bitting, we'll touch on that in a minute. 59A2 Dnd, do not duplicate, 6-pin blank. The link here to the manufacturer's page is super important because that's going to allow us to get to the product catalog where we can look at how key blanks, again, are put together. And I happen to know that the page I want is about 820 plus pages into the document. So I'm just going to scroll down there. I think it's 824, in fact. Yeah, I hit this. I'm at this page all the time. So under their key systems part of their catalog, their part numbers are going to be based on the keyway. They refer to C pages 31 and 40, 5, 6, or 7-pin. Bow shape, 1 is standard with a 2 for do not duplicate, so a 12. Here's 12. So the standard bow is embossed with the manufacturer's logo. Standard bow furnished for all non-restricted keyways. Other side is blank. A -11 is blank on both sides. A -12 is do not dupe on one side and blank on the other. The -13, I've never ordered that. I understand that there's very likely going to be a letter of authorization required to order a USPS or a government project, of which Yale is deeply infused into. So that's the bow. So we've just tapped on all of it. Now the pages 31 to 40, that's going to show you their hierarchy of the modern key systems and their classes. L series, that's your that's an L4. That's the standard keyway. We're doing a 59A2, and we're going to get to that. The L4 is the standard. If you don't specify a keyway, that's what they're going to send you. The D series is here. 70, 62, HO restricted, 93, protected material, 57 series, simplex keyways. These 97, this 99, I think that sucker goes back to the turn of the century, and I mean the turn of the 20th century. That's a really old keyway, really old. 27, 67, 77, 981, N-class, 852, A series, pyramid protected material. So our 59.
Okay, I found this on the web for Hay series pyramid protected material.
They're listening.
Check it out.
Don't kid yourself. Okay, so I had scrolled past the 59 series. So our 59A2, it's right there. 9 keyway multiplex system. Your 9 keyways set up in a multiplex system. Z-class bidding. So that's been tossed around a couple of times. In order to really appreciate what that means, back to the manufacturer's page, there's a link here called Corbin Russwin Cylinder Manual. Now, I've got the year 2016. That's just when I guesstimate that this document may have been published. I believe that this document is probably, earlier to the year 2000 or so. There is no reference to Pyramid or Access 3 in it, but there is their high security, their interlocking material. The point of the matter is the cylinder keying parts and service manual gives you the history of the Corbin, P.F. Corbin, Russell and Irwin, Russwin, American Hardware Corporation, whoever owned them at whatever time, a history of all of their keyways over the history of the company. As far as pin tumblers go, if you were to buy a lock from P.F. Corbin in 1875, it's going to be a lever tumbler lock. It won't be a pin tumbler lock. They may have had a pin tumbler, but I don't think so. And I'll show you a way for you to research that if you like in a moment. So your 59 series is listed here as a Z-class. Well, I have no idea what that means. At least at one time I know that I didn't. Now they get into the Z-class. Okay, so you very likely will have a bow that looks like this Corbin bow with the laurel on it. Okay, Z-class keyways. As you continue to scroll through here, if you were to read all of this, you're going to find a little history on our Z-class material. Is exclusively Corbin. And if you're doing Corbin, you know that a 0 in a Corbin is an actual 10 cut. And I believe they were tipped to bow on Corbin. Don't quote me on that. I believe that's what it was. Okay. And as you scroll through here, there's just going to be a comprehensive offering of information when it comes to this. They actually even talk to you about how to combine this material. And back on page 3, the keyways, Corbin bidding classes, the keyways which were associated only with Corbin before the brand merger, are the most straightforward. Corbin has only 2 bidding classes, X and Z. We know this is Z class. The oldest keyways are X class and were developed between 1890 and 1968. The Z class was introduced in 1959. So this 59A2, that, who knows when this client's facility, this is a college actually in a western suburb of Chicago. So I don't know how old this college is, but let's just assume it dates back to, let's assume it was built new in 1963. It could have been. So they very likely could have had a 59A2 because that was introduced in 1959, and that they're still active. Or someone might have done locks last week and wanted them in 59A2 keyway. The point is as you continue to read through this, you're going to continue to be substantially edified in terms of the background of all this material. So we know it's a Z class. The other problem with Corbin Russwin is that there's pre-System 70 and System 70. Now what that means is in 1970 they converted from a 2-step system to a single-step system. So in Unit 2, Keyways and Key Sections, you're going to be able to find that Corbin 59, which we saw in the catalog, and then other additional cool information here. Okay. Z-Class biddings, pages 62, 63, and 64. Let's get right down there. Now, depending on what you're doing, Corbin Russwin Z and DH Class System 70, 59A2. If you're doing a single-step system, where you have bottom pins 1 through 6, this is your depth and spacing data chart. If you're doing a pre-System 70, a 2-step system, where you have pins 1 through 10, where 10 is the deepest cut. Oh, and I was correct, tip to bow. So cut 1 is over here. In this case, cut 6 is over here. You'll use this depth and spacing data. Okay, so very interesting. as you can imagine, the balance of the document is extremely handy to have when it comes to helping you navigate the large world of Corbin Russwin. And speaking of that, there's a platform that's every bit of 130 years old called the Master Ring. Here's a link to an article that I wrote about that and an intro video about Master Ring. On this manufacturer's page, which again is just here, will allow you to review not only all of the Corbin Russwin products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, that full line catalog. Also, if you wanted to see what Corbin Russwin was doing in 1905 or 1895, there's the catalog right there. I won't wait for this to load because it's about 1,100 pages, but you can absolutely load that, and you may actually have more success by doing a save locally as and loading it onto your hard drive, because it's a big document, but very, very helpful if you're looking to research hardware that existed literally when horses and buggies were on the way out. So let's switch up to the camera view and wrap up this video. Okay, so in conclusion, it's a very typical and common key blank from Corbin Russwin. You now understand the format, keyway, length of the bow, length of the blade, and then the bow design, and then you can order your key blank. I did order that Master Ring material, which I understand to be for existing systems only, but they faithfully filled a small order for a couple of Master Ring cylinders. I say that because their security cylinder that was under the name Emhart, that has a highly unusual key blank with, you'll know it'll be a comb profile on the bottom of the blade, on the root of the blade. I don't know if they'll honor a purchase order for any of that. I'm tempted to say that they certainly would not, but a really interesting platform. And if you want to look into higher security cylinders, Pyramid and then Access 3, and they have different strata underneath both of those headers when it comes to how sophisticated that cylinder construction gets. Any questions on the 59A2 6PIN-12 or any other Corbin Russwin product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.